let me continue. Aloha, everyone. Welcome to this year's Hawaii History Day Kickoff. We are so happy that you could join us today. And we here at the Hawaii Council of Humanities want to thank you, our team, myself, I'm Shannon Cristobal, the director of Hawaii History Day and K-12 Humanities programs. We have our team with us, Devin, our assistant coordinator, and Dorian Longi. She is our Hawaii History Day master teacher and NHD ambassador.
Join.
We are here to share with you in 3 segments. First, I will share with you all the calendar and events for this year, and then Dory will go on and explain the curriculum that we have for this year, and then Devin is going to talk about resources that we created for you guys to use. So we have a lot to share with you today. So please, if you have any questions, you can put them in the chat, and then we'll have questions for you also to include in the chat after each section. For those that are not familiar to Hawaii History Day, and there are some here that are not, Hawaii History Day is a affiliate of the National History Day program out of College Park, Maryland. I mentioned this already, but it is run by Hawaii Council for the Humanities. You met our team, and we also have historian consultants on each of the islands that we do History Day, which is the 5 islands: Molokai, Hawaii Island, Hawaii, Maui, and Oahu. And this year is our 32nd year of running the program. We reach over 8,000 students statewide. We serve public, private, charter, and homeschool students and teachers. And Hawaii History Day is a year-long program that serves grades 4 through 12 and is focused on history and civic education. Students present their projects in 6 different categories: essay, website, exhibit board, documentary, performance, and Olelo Hawaii. So with that aside, and I'm going to start sharing my screen because I will be going over the calendar. And just to let you know, this year, so this is the calendar of events, and you can find all of this on our High Humanities website. Okay, so this year's theme, if you don't already know, it's debate and diplomacy in history, successes, failures, and consequences. So that's what your projects will be focused on. And we're gonna go more in depth with that when Dory talks about curriculum. So that's the theme for this year. That's again, debate and diplomacy in history, successes, failures, and consequences. Normally we would be with you in person, and then last year we adjusted and we had a week-long kickoff, but today we decided to do it just in a 1 and a half hour session because we have a lot of content that was recorded from last year, and we created a lot of different things for you to use on our website. So that's what we're going to spend most of our time on, is explaining that. So that's what the kickoff is today, to go over the new school year, our calendar, the theme, events, and curriculum and resources. So with that said, I'm going to move on to a couple of things. So we have a couple of workshops that are coming up that are, it might not look like it's part of Hawaii History Day, but those workshops actually speak to debate and diplomacy and can get you interested into different topics and different history. So that's why we're doing it. So for instance, this workshop coming up next week, Friday, the first session of three sessions, it's the NACAM Filipino and Filipino American History, Culture, and Food Student and Teacher Workshop. So that workshop will look at Filipino and Filipino American history, curriculum, and resources that you can use. So the first session is on why should you teach Filipino and Filipino American history in Hawaii? And Kim Kompak is a professor coming out of UH West Oahu who will be sharing that with you. So she'll be bringing resources, also archives, newspapers, primary source type of documentation. So, and then we have in our second session, Dr. Hannah Tavares, who will be sharing using family photographs in historical writing projects. So she'll be also talking about how to use those photographs. Either you could use it in documentaries, exhibits, any type of one of the 5 categories. Let's see. From last year, we listened to a lot of what you all had to share, teachers and students, and we created these programs specifically to speak to those issues because for one is creating space and time for teachers to talk. And so this is why we created this Hawaii History Day Teacher Mastermind Talk Story session. We were told by different teachers that, you know, they didn't have the support they needed, either in their school or from their administration, or they're one of few that are doing it at their school. So that's why we created this talk story session, so that you could have a resource to share your challenges, but more also to share, you know, best practices and, you know, things that you're experiencing in the classroom. So that's why we created. And our next session, we already had our August session, but our next one is in September. So we're doing it every single month, once a month, on Tuesdays from 3:30 to 4:30. So you can either bring questions that you might have, or, you know, challenges. And then our next session, our speaker series, we created this Debate and Diplomacy, Humanities, Insights, and Wisdom speaker series to help students and teachers find different topics for this year's projects. We noticed last year that students would come to our different sessions and would always have trouble with finding a topic. So we created Dori and Langi and Amy Boning created a topic list that you can find on the website, and Devin's gonna show you that specifically where that is later in our research section. But these sessions in September and October will go in depth into Japanese history, Hawaiian history and law, politics, labor, land rights, fishing rights. So it'll help you think of more ideas and go into different angles and different, find a really good project that fits what you are interested in. So that's going to be happening in September. Our first session is September 2nd, and we look forward to you guys joining us for those sessions. We'll be emailing more information about that as the weeks go by. And then in November, we will have a Women's History Student and Teacher Workshop, and that's going to be led by the Education Director out of National History Day, Lynn O'Hara. And that's going to be a great session on women's history. Let's see. And then I also want to go over the district fairs with you all. So this year, what we're trying to do is have the district fairs be in person, although it will be very different from what you're used to, you know, when we're in person. So it might be a hybrid, meaning papers, webs, and documentaries will all be virtual, but exhibit boards and performances will be in person. And that we will give you more information on that as we plan that, because we have to be flexible with what's happening with the pandemic. As you know, today is like one of the highest numbers. So we are being really cognizant of keeping not only our students and teachers safe, but also our judges. So we will be communicating more about how the fairs will be running this year, the district fairs. The state fair will be completely virtual. And then nationals, the national competition, right now they're saying that it's going to be in person, but we won't find out till November if that's going to be true or not. They're still deciding if it's going to be in person or if they're going to have to revert back to being virtual. So that is the calendar, and you can find that again on our website. And so here's our website, and there's a printable version. So here's the printable version. So you can see it and you can print it out for your students. There's a registration deadline, so you can see here and highlighted in yellow. Please follow these timelines, these deadlines. If you have any trouble, you can let us know. We will try and be as flexible as we can, because we know the situation that you're in. This school year is it's kind of crazy, to be honest. And again, so here is our homepage for the website. Devin's gonna go into this later, but as you can see, like I mentioned, the teacher mastermind session, you can click on this link to join us. And we put all of the links here, even for the teacher workshops, for the Nokia Filipino culture workshop. We have 3 different sessions. As you can see, there's more information on that. And then we'll also include the debate and diplomacy speaker series up here also to register. So please join us for all of these amazing sessions we're bringing in community partners and scholars from across the state. So we're bringing them to you virtually, because we know we can't be in person. So yes, so join us. And if you have any suggestions of what you would like to, other workshops that you would like to have, please, email us or chat with me in the, send a chat, private chat or in a group chat. Because I'm always open to, trying different things and doing things that you're interested in. Okay, Dory, I will pass it on to you. Thank you.